Hello there everybody, welcome back to another video. As you can see, we have finished with demolition of this house here. Everything's all been tidied up. I was using this to pick up all the concrete blocks, and the bucket probably would have worked better. But, I mean, this thing worked, which is really the main thing. So I'm not sure what's going to be going on there. All I know is that the lighthouse were planning something. I think it was something to do with a water pumping station that they were wanting to keep lighthouse supplied with water for cooling. But I'm not a professional in this kind of thing, so I just do this kind of thing. The whole digging and stuff like that. So flip this around and then we'll put the boom down. So yeah, that's the digger on the trailer. However, first, before we take that, we are actually going to take the skip truck back down to base. This has had a lot of concrete blocks and stuff in it. However, Lighthouse were kind enough to actually pressure wash and brush it out for us. That's another old house up there, old wooden one. You never know. We might end up doing that as well. Depends on what the farmer says, because, well, I know that he has slowly been demolishing it. On the way up, first time when we saw him taking the roof tiles off. But, we almost lost the truck there. So I'm not sure what we're going to be up to for first lot today. What our first job's going to be, other than obviously tidying up. Or if we're even going to be starting a new job today, because looking at the time I'm not sure if it's really worth it. Right, so we're going to quickly skip back here. You can obviously walk over skip in because, as you guys can see, they're both the exact same thing, except from one's on a truck, one's on the ground right now. And before anybody wonders why we're blocking this transit in, this is my old transit. And, well, yeah, the floor in the back here is no longer existent. We'll put it that way. It's not really worth keeping. So we're gonna park up the skip truck. So I'm not sure how I want to position this. Yeah, why not? We'll stick it in there and check that everything go in line with the wall. So at some point we will have to find a job for the cat. I think I do actually know of one. Don't know why that door was left open. Don't blame me. Not anything to do with it, totally. Right, so let's make sure. Okay, that's all fine. And you don't need beacons or anything, as this isn't really exactly what I would class as an oversized load. It's nice to be out in there now and again. Also, just so you guys know, I've actually got Neuroshock fixed again. However, we won't be going back to the series on it for a bit, I don't think, if we ever do. But I've got that Volvo Construction DLC. Haven't looked at it yet, but just from YouTube it does look good. So if anybody has EGS, I highly recommend getting it. Because, well, just from YouTube alone, I recommend them. Whether it's any good, I don't know, but it looks really good, and really that's all that matters. Because it's on already in-game trailers. So I have to grab off the deer and then put it in around to the back. So put beacons on, put ramp down. Right, that should hopefully be everything. So hop up into the deer. Now that's blade all the way up. Luckily this trailer is really pretty well designed for the diggers like this, because, well, this can't really do steep slopes very well due to horsepower, where this is a fairly gradual ramp, you know, as you can see. I mean, it's still steep, but for a ramp, you know, it is pretty nice and gradual. So we're not going to move the top line, we're just going to stick it off to the corner over by the old fuel tank. One of, I believe, to be 2 old fuel tanks that we have in the yard. Yeah, we also have this one back here, which is, well, a trailer that was always stationary. So, I mean, technically we only have 1 tank, but it hasn't got anything in it. And also, we also have the trailer, which was used as a tank. If we had a bucket on, then manoeuvring this thing would be so much easier, because, you know, I'd rather not put the bucket attacher down onto the ground for all the weight to be scraped along on the ground. You know, if you do slightly scrape the bucket up on the ground when you lift the machine and turn it around, that doesn't really hurt it. Obviously quite close to the van there. And then, yeah, we also have to get the cherry picker back, because, well, I'd rather not leave it there overnight. No, I've left it there for enough nights. But before we do that, I'm gonna check emails for a job. So if I look just here, yeah, I am wanted. If I open this up, I have got a new email. Okay, it's just over here by Parkview Close. It's just in this corner. Somebody wanting a gravel driveway putting in, but it's already dirt. So that should be easy enough job, so I will just initiate that. Okay, so I've told them that it'll be available at some point, which is really all we need to know. Because this kind of job, I rock up if we're home, if we're not, we're not. Because, well, it's not, you know, it's that little equipment that we take first of all, that we could easily just drive back and it would not affect us at all. Also, at some point soon we are going to thank you, Mr. Wheel Loader Driver. I know you didn't like me making you unload multiple skips from a trailer, well, that's a rather rude kind of way to fix that. So yeah, at some point we'll have to do the little car park. It's needing some old tar taken away and some end of the bit all concreted up, which should be a nice enough job. Now, what I'm looking forward to is building our house, because, well, it's something different. Because we are going to build a new house due to one that I'm not really me enjoying it very much. It's a pretty kind of horrible area for parking, and obviously horrible area for parking is never good. Well, it's always nice to have a bit of a kind of nice quiet area, preferably an on private driveway, whereas what we have there, we don't even have our own drive, and we can't even park as we're on a corner, so we have to walk along the road. We might take a look at where I'm planning to build it. Yeah, why not, we will. So obviously, MAN certainly is earning her keep. She's got a few jobs, but she's mainly on loader work because, well, it's kind of how I get all my machinery for every job everywhere. Pretty much, like even the little John Deere, I decided I'd take this rather than a small trailer. Well, I'm also thinking we will be getting a skid steer for doing that gravel drive because we do have enough money, and really doing it with a digger in this game isn't much use. Then also we do have a roller that I haven't told you guys yet, but is actually on order. So we should be getting that at some point. It's a ham roller. It's really nice. It's got quite a few different things that's on order, or that we're looking at getting. Skid steer, store sells an absolute pile of them. Including Bobcat, which I do quite like. So we're just gonna, park up kind of off the beaten track. Don't really want to get in anybody's way. And we'll have beacons on more for safety than anything. No, for some reason the boom doesn't want to operate with that joystick. Which is weird, but I won't even question. Because, well, it's FS. I don't really expect anything other than weird. As well, this game's physics haven't really been upgraded since, what, FS15? Yeah, it would be FS15. Which was released back in 2014-2015. This is 2021, heading into 2022. So, shows how out of date physics are in this. Yeah, I feel like I might be able to turn and hit the ramp. Use them going up so much so I can see the wheel. Which I think I'd be better lower down now. Right, so right, from control. There we go. We're also very new to this. Probably won't be used very often, this thing, but when it is, it's worth its weight in gold. Because when we don't have it, we have to work with ladders, which don't always reach as high as this thing. So if we were up working on a big tall roof, for an example, it would also be better to have this kind of platform which we have on this. So I don't know, it is worth it, but not by a lot. Also, I am also got a wheel loader on order. Got quite a few different things on order that I haven't mentioned, but we got them at the time we were setting the company up. However, we couldn't afford to actually get them at the time. So I think we're just going to leave this on the trailer. And just leave it all outside, including the truck itself. For a second I was thinking I might leave it in the quarry, but thinking about it, I'd rather not get in the way of that wheel loader. So we'll park up against here. So we're just going to leave everything on. And then yeah, I'll show you guys where we were thinking the house might be built. So I was thinking nice little driveway. This will need flattened out. So yeah, nice little driveway in around to the back here. And then yeah, our house would be in around the back of our yard. Which obviously quite a nice little area. And we'll easily get the van in. So obviously, as I said, this will all need levelled off. But I think we will start work on it right now. Well, actually, we don't necessarily have to level it off this way. Think about it logically, which I know that's a rare thing from me. So I think we're going to have a gravel drive. So if we think about it, the bump only comes up. Oh no, I mean that edge might need smoothing. So we might as well smoothen the whole thing. Because well obviously, I would rather not have an absolutely massive bit of a raised area. For reasons of which are very simple, and I would rather not ruin the van's suspension. So I think yeah, we'll make sure that here is all kind of smooth, which I think it is fairly. Certainly smooth enough to build a house on, anyway. That's better. Get rid of the old one. And if we go, not sure, I think, yes, this one that we're going to get. Oh, we've got something in the way. So we could always try and squeeze it in. So I'm wondering how much that caused damage wise to the terrain. Okay, so yard remains fine. We could do with re-graveling out along here. So I think that's actually looking alright. We'll have to quickly enable this. Right, so now we are going to be able to smooth this all out and smooth out back here as well, and then we're going to put a bit of gravel on the sides so we also have, and on the back as well I think, just so we also have a good amount of parking for any, either our own cars or if we do have some visitors. Well, that's a fair bit of parking. I think we'll go right up to the edge here. Yeah. Want to kind of try and stop off for that rock. So yeah, now we'll walk it first and then we'll bring the van over. So it's quite nice. Yeah, perfectly wide enough for bringing the van in because I don't think we'll even bring a trailer on the van in here. So it isn't like it's going to need to be done by truck. Here it is quite narrow, but still usable. This rock is annoying and possibly in the way, but we can deal with it. If needs be, we can always kind of raise the ground a bit with gravel, just very, very lightly the whole way along. But I don't think we need to. And obviously we have back here for the van. Not want to get too close to it. So also we are going to have to trim all the way up here, I think. It's sad to see it go, we do need to get rid of at least some foliage off of here. I think because looks like, yeah, a bit of foliage growing into our house. We could just try and delete the whole tree, which I know might seem quite wasteful, but half the time it is generally at least slightly worth it. So that's already a fair bit of it gone. I think that's good enough just as a bush. And in fact we could make a whole kind of loop round now. That's a quite nice and cool idea. Make it a bit easier to deal with whole turning. So the house is kind of in the middle, and then we need to turn around. And then also, why not? We will just kind of. So we have a bit of an island just there. So now, yes, it is still quite rough, but we can just about get stuff around here. So now we will take in the van. Should be in the van in a minute. There we go. So really, this is going to be one of the bigger vehicles for the area. So obviously we'll indicate just for safety. So you can go in around here, that was a little bit more. And obviously we have all this parking. And this will, most of the time at least, be being used for parking at the back here. And then we can just drive back out and yeah, back along here. And also I feel like one change that I do want to make, which will take quite literally a couple of seconds, is that. So now that's kind of more rounded. So yeah, you guys have all enjoyed this episode, and yeah, I've quite enjoyed making it. But anyway, yeah, bye for now.